Hello, folks, and welcome to Fey Earth. My name is Neil, my pronouns are he, him, and I am the creator of this indie TTRPG set in an alternate 19th century Earth where all the creatures from folklore and fairy tale are real, have always been real, and live alongside humanity. We are down one player tonight, Polina, who plays the wonderful Justine. However, at the same time, the delightful Justine is currently trapped in the Fey Realm, the party having recently emerged from it, but when they did, Justine and her companion Tito did not emerge with them. This was probably due to the befuddling natures of the magic of that realm. Quite often, when humans would go into the Fey realm and think that only a matter of days had passed, when they return, several weeks, months, or in some case, years have passed. So hopefully, Justine will be emerging very soon. But who would like to give us a recap of our last session?
I can go for it. I can do it. I volunteer. So, last session, we were saved by the wonderful Tito, who arrived in the Fey Realm, managing to track down Justine, using his apparent skill at traveling the realm, understanding it being a method of intention. His intention was to find Justine, and so he did. Our intention was then to find the portal home once we had discovered the unicorn that we were looking for, so we could uphold our end of the bargain we had made with a certain elf wandering the forests. Eventually, we did come across that unicorn, which was gently persuaded by Justine's pure and kind and sweet nature. And we established a plan for Annelise, and I think it was it Annelise and Tito went off to the portal? Or was it Annelise and Sylvia? It was one of us. A couple of us went over to the portal to wait for Justine to make it to us, because the plan was, as soon as we got to the portal and had arrived with the unicorn, we call upon the elf, thus resolving our end of the bargain and having no further interaction and leaping through the portal back home. We eventually got there. Annelise had a lovely conversation with Anklegon the Great, using her newfound animal conversative powers, and discovered a remarkable intelligence. Just to be expected, really, of a creature so beautiful and incredible. Justine guided the unicorn our way. We called upon the elf, who arrived, and before any dangerous interaction could have been had, we all leapt through the portal, and expecting to arrive on the other side safe and happy and sound. But on the other side of the portal merely arrived Sylvia and Annelise, who Sylvia managing through power of resolution to be able to get through the Fey Realm without trouble. Annelise somehow scraping through by the skin of her teeth to arrive at the same time. But sadly, as far as we currently know, leaving Justine and Tito trapped in the sort of metaphysical, magical limbo between the realms, unbeknownst to them until they arrive. And here we are. We're now on our way back to Paris. We've arrived. Using Sylvia's incredible tree walking abilities, arrived us at the headquarters of druids, where we quickly interrogated them about the potential fate of our friends. We had some lovely tea. We enjoyed the company of the chosen one, Sylvia, who is, of course, the chosen one, who was gently encouraged, as Annalise could tell that the strands were drawing a bit tight, to go and visit their lovely lady friend, their lovely lady elf friend, Morraine. Who she went out to was a little surprise visit, who was warmly received. And after a gentle conversation, they shared an even gentler little smooch. And that's about where we are.
It is.
Yes, so that is 1d8 inspiration die for you to use at any stage in the game. And we return to that scene. Sylvia, Morraine, having started to try to feed you some chocolate covered strawberries, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And reaching in for a tender kiss.
Okay. Sylvia is very much on board with the kiss.
So you very much are getting a feeling that she would like to progress this current embrace some more.
Okay, well, you know what? This right now is great, so I am on board for that. So see what happens from,
Well, this is what I want to know. I'm asking you explicitly. Now, we don't need to go into graphic details rivaling the terrible author of that awful Twilight fanfic, but how far does Sylvia want to go?
So as far as clothing removal goes, so Sylvia has a jackety thing that's like that she wears, and then with her the walking skirt,
Yeah.
and then there's a blouse under that. Now, underneath that is the the stays, the chemise, all that. So, but the chemise has a low back, so she's going to be a little bit hesitant on that.
Morraine turns to you and says, "Would you like us to go somewhere more comfortable?"
As at this point, Sylvia's kind of realizing she's in a drawing room, so she's kind of. But Morraine's in the palace on her own. It's just servants, so it's not like she's worried about people coming in. So she's just, yeah, okay. At this point, she's like, she doesn't really know where to look. She's getting a little bit flustered.
She takes you by the hand, and her chair wheels back. She turns it around and leads you back to the foyer towards the staircase.
Okay.
Now, at the foot of the staircase, there is one very, very large, like it's over a meter wide square tile, and there is an arcane glyph on that. And she leads you over that glyph.
Right.
And when she leads you over, you're both standing on it, there is a flash of light, and all of a sudden you find yourself standing on an identical tile at the top of the stairs.
Oh, cool.
Sick.
Okay, well that is gonna, like, Sylvia's gonna kind of just be a bit like, this is cool. I'm cool. This is fine.
Stairs are not particularly conducive towards someone such as myself moving around.
No, of course.
I mean, honestly, I could use my magic, but this is simpler. I enchanted that glyph so that it does this.
I assumed you are exceptionally gifted in magic.
Yes,
So
I am. That's true. Even for an elf, I am exceptional. But anyway, shall we?
Okay.
So her chair starts to wheel forward, and she leads you down the corridor, and a moment later through a fine set of double doors into an exquisite master bedroom.
Okay.
This is a very large room, okay? Double the size of a normal room. There is an exquisite 4-poster bed.
Okay.
With beautiful gold silk bed sheets. And you notice that the posts of the bed, coming off either side of it, there are effectively rails.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That come off from either side. And like the room doesn't just have the bed. There's a fabulous wardrobe. It's like it's like over 3 meters long, huge wardrobe.
Jesus.
A beautiful chest of drawers. There's a separate table with a mirror and all manner of cosmetics and so forth, and wash basin, and like this is fabulous. There's a small little bookcase in one corner with a collection of about maybe 20 or 30 books on it. There's another side dresser with some crystalware glasses and what looks to be maybe sherries or something in there as well. There's a beautiful little coffee table with 2 high-backed chairs beside it, and on the coffee table, small circle coffee table, there's a beautiful ornate filigree silver bowl, and it's filled with fresh fruit, some of which is out of season. So you're like, oh, where's she getting that? But she
wouldn't be for Sylvia either. So
yeah. So, but anyway, she leads you towards the bed.
Okay.
and gently gestures for you to sit down.
Okay. Sylvia is gonna sit down. At this point, Sylvia is starting to get a little bit nervous, but
And Morraine immediately picks up on this, and she goes, Sylvia, obviously I care deeply for you. I want us to be close. I would like us to be as close as two people can be, but I only wish to do things which A, you first of all would wish to do, and B, are comfortable and happy doing.
oh, please don't misunderstand me. The issue is not you at all. You are amazing, and I definitely want to, but the issue is more to do with me. So, well, you know, I told you, and you are obviously really intelligent, and you figured it out. As you know, I encountered a dragon on the battlefield, and the truth is, I was burned, and I am scarred by that, and the scars are terrible, and you are so beautiful, and I just, I am trying to change my perspective. We had the conversation that we had, and on good days I don't feel the need to cover mirrors when I bathe, but I don't. It's they're awful, and I don't want you to be, At this point, Sylvia is kind of shaking a little bit. She's trying to find words.
So as you're saying this, and Moraine's chair wheels in closer to you so that your knees are touching, and reaching out, she says, "The only scar that I see is this one," and she places her hand on your heart,
Oh,
and she says, "But I would hope that with love we could heal that scar."
well, I think that sounds pretty great. And I'm going to lean, Sylvia will lean in at that point. So,
Okay, and you give her a smooch.
she does.
Okay.
I'm going to put a hand on her cheek and lean in.
Okay, and would you say at this point that we fade to black?
Yeah, let's just fade to black. We don't need to.
At this stage, we fade to black. With Sylvia initiating now, we fade to black, and Sylvia gets wrecked by her sexy magic elf girlfriend.
Oh, okay,
Hell
cool.
yeah. Let's go. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you know what? She's had a really rough few days.
Sylvia,
Sometimes you need to work.
give me a fortitude roll. Stamina.
Resolve check. Resolve courage.
Oh, we're going to try some new positions. Acrobatics.
I'm not so good at this.
I mean, I'll give it a go.
There you go.
Right. So
Charm oration for dirty.
I don't have Aminata's dex, but sure, let's try Cat's Grace.
So, right. This is how your time at the Tronque Forest finishes. Okay. Annelise, what were you doing when you got back to Paris? Because Sylvia dropped you there, and then she basically tree bumped back to Cherville and to Morraine.
To be fair, Annalise was like, "You're fucking done. You're way too strong. Now go see your girlfriend."
So, but
Yeah,
my point is,
as you go through, she's just standing in the headquarters, arms crossed. I hope she gets fucked. That would be nice for her. Okay.
So
I just look at the head. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Okay, well, First steps. I need to see Madame Gautier. We need to start the commission. I should probably get a coffin for Mina if we're going to burn. I'll just spin on a heel. I won't even. I'll just look to the head druid and go, thank you for the hospitality.
Oh.
I hope. Thank you, and then just leave. I don't have anything to say to them.
And yeah, you're gone. Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Super.
hail a cab and I'll check my Arcanagram now and then for something from either the people I've sent my spare Arcanagram to or from Justine, expecting nothing.
You're not getting anything yet.
Yeah, I'll hail a cab and head over to Madame Go. Around what time is it?
Oh, I can't. I think we said it was early-ish. It was like, I think when you got to, I think when you got to Paris, it was around maybe we'll say it was midday. I honestly can't remember, but I think it was like early enough in the day. It wasn't late, so the shops would still be open, basically. You know.
Fantastic. Okay, yeah, I'll swing over to Madame Gautier. Give her an update, and then while I'm in the cab, I'm gonna rummage around in my goblin person, pull out the what is it? The manual, the book of some sort. I got a special book.
The Tome of the Warrior. Tome of the Warrior, yes.
Tome of the Warrior, and I'll just crack the cover.
How this works is you must. It's 100 hours of reading that must be done within 7 continuous days.
Wow. Okay.
So it is a strict timeline.
So we may not have time with the film. I don't know.
But if I get a head start,
you do have. But it is something where you have to think about and plan when you want to start. You know, basically when you wanted to start doing it. Okay. Like if you want to start reading it now, you can. But it is something that will be tracked.
Okay.
I'd recommend if you maybe start when we're on the train because that's going to be a long journey and you're going to
that's fair
there anyway. So
I'll probably wait until we hear from the family and know when we're hitting, but and then start. Because if I start while on train and don't finish it, I'll then we might be just too busy and burn for me to finish it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll check it and just go.
You leaf through it, but you haven't officially started reading.
Yeah, just kind of check the chapter list.
Yeah.
Is that my dad?
What's the appendix like?
Dull, I'm imagining. And then I'll just head on my way to Madame.
So you get to Madame Gautier's shop. You get in there and you see one of her assistants is there. You don't see Madame herself right now, but you see one of her assistants. She recognizes you and says, "Oh, one moment, I will get Madame." And she goes into the back, and a minute later, Madame Gautier comes out. "Oh, Annelise, my dearling, it's been days. How have you been? What have you been up to?"
Fräulein Gautier,
wait, didn't you say you were going to that elven castle?
Yeah, we were indeed.
Oh, you went.
We went.
And you're not dead.
Alive.
So it was a success.
Yeah. Ups and downs. We
can only imagine the wonders and the treasures you found there.
You and I might have a discussion about that. So we have a little more than our means, and we need some more financing. So I'd be happy to sit down with you and sort of, do an inventory and work out what you might like. It was challenging. I struggled quite a bit myself. A lot of my firearms, I neglected to pick up a lot of ammunition that would work on specters. We were dealing with a lot of ghosts.
I see. Yes, mundane bullets would have no effect on them. Silver, funnily enough, works on specters. People just think of silver for the Lugaro. No, it works on ghosts as well.
Yeah. Aminata carries a stock that she made good use of, and once I was able to borrow a couple of them, so that was helpful. I'm hoping to get a few more myself, just in case. I can't imagine it will do much more to a dragon. But on that note, we ransacked the place. To be honest, there was a Huldra, which was interesting. We might have lost Mina. It was a difficult. There were some ancient imps of some sort, and all manner of trickery and sorceries. Sylvia fell afoul of some trap of some kind, and Mina went down swinging, as to be expected.
I'm so
It was
very sorry to hear that. She was a wonderful person.
remarkable, truly a remarkable soul, and so kind. I feel poor for only having known her a little, but of what I knew was wonderful. So we plan to. Sylvia and I plan to. We've reached out to the family. We're hoping to.
Of course, we returned her remains.
Yeah,
Yes, of course.
precisely. We spent some time in the Fey Realm.
Mon Dieu.
Yeah, it was a little hairy at the end there. We were going to leave. We had been relatively successful, and we were kind of ambushed by. The place was crawling with ghosts. Just the amount of deads there, people, both during the uprising
It
and
was
also,
attacked during the revolution. A lot of
yeah,
Fae were killed. It was the first palace that was attacked.
yeah, and it was not, it was as much Fae as it was mortals that were coming for us. So the only way out was through the Fey Realm.
I see.
Sadly, the specters had affected us with sort of a fear,
Mm.
which led to.
Oh, I can see, and she points at the white streak in your hair.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Is it okay?
It's fine. It's actually quite fashionable.
I think it breaks up the green, so
Yeah.
it's. Yes. Anyway, Aminata was invisible at the time, and to be honest, we don't know if she ran away or ran through the portal with us.
Oh no.
So
Well,
I'm hoping.
The one thing I'll say about Amanat is they're one of the most resourceful people I know. I'm
Oh yeah,
sure, and they also have with that ring. It's an incredibly powerful artifact. I'm sure that they are
precisely.
safe.
I have no doubt that wherever they are, that they're safe. I'm hoping you might know. I've heard rumor of a when Mina took us to this fight, it looked like one of the combatants was being attended to by a sort of coven of witches. I don't know if you have any familiarity with them or any. It
There
might just be
are
worth.
there are some witches in Paris. I would know one or two,
Yeah.
certainly.
If you could, I understand it. I don't want you to breach privacy if that is
No.
something, but it would be welcome for. I'd welcome the opportunity to sort of, if they could help us locate Aminata or Gwyn. Even have you heard anything from Gwyn?
No, I have not.
I only got my Arcanogram
Hmm.
after they left, so I don't have direct contact.
No, I have not heard anything from Gwen.
I'm sorry to hear it. How? Oh, rude of me to not launch into pleasantries. How have you been? It's only been a few days. Have you been well?
Oh, it's me. I'm fine. You know myself. I never stop.
Wonderful. And your new friend? I got only marginally acquainted. Are they well?
They're lovely.
Wonderful. Grand. Good. Yeah. So if you could point me in that direction, that'd be wonderful. We made it out to Fey Realm, sort of. We went. There was unicorns and a creature which made us feel horribly upset. Justine was incredible, practically knocking off Fey vials left and right. It was remarkable. Less than I can say for myself, but we made it through. Jumped through the portal on the other side, and me and Sylvia came out, and that was it.
Christine has not emerged.
Justine and also Tito, who arrived to help us. As far as the druids, we stopped off at the druids. As far as they know, it is likely they're sort of in that temporary sort of in between.
They will most likely emerge in the future. How many days do you think you were in the Fey Realm for?
A handful, if that,
4,
barely
5, 6,
less than even
2 or 3.
Yeah,
It was a day.
it,
was one day.
in fact, not even that. Even nearly 10 to 4 hours, I'd say.
Oh, okay. Absolute worst case scenario, Justine might appear in a week or so.
Yeah, we had heard along those lines.
Yes.
So both Sylvia and I have reached out.
Yeah, only a day in the Fey Realm could mean a week passes here, or maybe tomorrow she could emerge. The magic is so mercurial.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully Sylvia's Yeah, I mean, if we were here in a moment, I don't even know where we popped out of, but I believe she can get back and force fairly, mystically, magically now. Your magic folk are incredible. I've got a little more magic. I'm a
Oh,
little more
that's
magic
wonderful.
now. Yeah, something about being in the Fey Realm, sort of. I
Oh,
think
to
I'm
connect
into-
to your Fey lineage.
Yeah, I haven't looked in a mirror less closed, but I think I feel a little bumpier than I used to, so I think it's sort of traveled a bit more. But yeah, these things happen. I need a gun.
Well,
We're going. Yeah. Sorry. It's been long. I don't. When did I
mean,
last sleep?
a gun. I mean, there's many gunsmiths in the city.
I need. We're going. The ghost thing sort of kicked me a little on thinking about going up a dragon. They likely have some sort of resistance to most firearms. Would it be? It might be asking too much of you. I would like to commission, if possible, a. I've heard rumor of some arcane
Oh, you
firearms.
wish for arcane firearms? Yes. Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Apologies.
Um,
I've not rested. I'm a
it's
little
that's
unclear.
something that I could do. Are you looking for a rifle, a revolver, or both?
Rifle would be preferred. I can fall back on my revolver, but my rifle is what I'm better with.
I
I've
could
more practice.
I could make an arcane rifle. It would be quite expensive now. Um,
I
That is like
yeah.
fine.
I don't mean to. I don't want to be gauche, but it
well,
is not a
you
budget.
were just in an elven palace. I'm sure you
Yeah,
found
yeah,
an
yeah.
obscene
Let's
amount of treasure.
uh,
I would be charging you 100 gold for this.
God,
Yes.
my
You have
perception of
thousands.
my perception of money has gone out the window. I don't. Okay, 100
Like
gold.
that, 100 gold is a like
A lot of
that's
money.
That's
A lot.
lifetime for
that's
sure.
that would be like 3-4 years of pay for someone working in a factory who was on good factory wages, you know.
Okay, 100 gold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would
So
it help you if I assume do you need a base or would you be building from scratch?
oh no, this would be no. I would not use a mundane firearm. This would be an entirely arcane creation.
Okay.
The metals that are required for this, the materials to hold the enchantment. So the way these devices work is that it is charged with what we refer to as an arcane stone. It's a type of stone that has been charged with arcane power, and then the gun is designed so that it can loose fragments of that power as a shot effectively every
Right.
time you use it, every time you fire. um a standard stone would have 100 shots in it. Now when the stone is expended, I can then replace that with a fresh stone, and whereas an entire gun would cost you 100 gold, a replacement stone would be 50 gold.
Ah, okay. The base and then
Right,
build
so
upon
most
it.
of the work is the stone. Right, okay,
Versus a
fair.
stone. That makes sense. All right.
Now, the one of the wonderful things about these weapons is their range is double that of a normal firearm. The amount of damage that would be inflicted by a shot would be equivalent to that of a standard firearm of that type, but there is no risk of a misfire or a jamming.
Ah, that's nice. I would
It
not have
might
known.
it might freeze momentarily, but it will never critically misfire the way mundane firearms can do.
Certainly, yeah.
Turn
Okay.
it off, turn it back on again, you'll be fine.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I wonder if I want both a rifle and a revolver.
You've
Be a
got the
hundred.
money
It
for it.
would be 100 for each. Now it would take me about 5 days to make the rifle. It would be double that for both the rifle and the revolver. But I could certainly start on the rifle and be working on the revolver once that's finished.
Yeah, let's do that. I would like to have both just in case. It is nice.
course.
I will keep my mundane ones since I can load enchanted ammunition with them.
Yes.
Um,
I haven't. Would you like to purchase some enchanted ammunition?
yeah, what have you got?
I have some bullets of piercing. I have some thunder shot,
Ooh.
and
Oh, they were cool.
I have some true shot.
Incredible. Do you have them in all calibers or?
I would have. So I have bullets of piercing and thunder shot for a rifle, and my true shot are for a revolver.
Perfect. That fits my current stock.
So
Honestly, I might just clean you out.
okay, well, I could. So the bullets of piercing, I said there, it's 10 gold for a box of 5. And I have 4 boxes,
Okay, I'll take it.
and the thunder shot is 20 gold for a box of 5, and I have 2 boxes.
Nice. I will take that as well.
Okay.
80, that's
And
80
would
gold.
would you like some true shot?
Yes, I've been
That's 2
what
gold for a box of 10, and I have
true shot. I've
3
been using
boxes.
sure shot. Is that a little better, a little
It
worse?
is slightly better. It's adds slightly more accuracy to your shot and a greater
Right.
damage.
Yeah, I
So
remember I tried to get our quartermaster to get me some, but they were difficult about it.
yeah,
Okay,
well,
yeah,
that's because just 10 bullets would cost you 2 gold, considerably more than a mundane
that's fair.
ammunition. So I have 3 boxes of true shot.
I will do that as well.
So
Take
that
a
will be another 30 bullets for 6 gold.
done.
So
I can pay for those
yeah,
now,
of
and
course. You give her, so that's like 286 gold, I think, is what you owe her then for everything.
dropped a few lifetimes of money on.
Yeah. So mechanically, the bullets of true shot are a +2 bullet.
Amazing.
The sure shot is a +1 bullet.
Yes.
As you know, with the thunder shot, when they're fired, they explode, and a wave of energy travels in a 5-meter radius from the point of impact. Those inside the area must roll a fortitude versus a target of 21, or suffer 3d10 kinetic energy and be knocked prone. If they succeed, they still suffer the damage but are not knocked prone. Okay.
Okay. So I've got 10 more thundershot, 20 more piercing, and it was 15 true shot.
30.
30 true shot.
Yeah, because it's
Incredible.
box of 10. Now, don't forget, if you rolled a nat 1 with a thunder shot, that would be bad for you.
It would be very bad. So I'm gonna keep
Okay,
I'm gonna
yeah.
keep oiling my guns anyway.
And the bullets of piercing, basically, they completely ignore mundane armor,
And half
half
Fey
Fey natural armor, and enchanted armor is reduced by 2. So
Amazing.
something like your mithril elven mail,
Mm.
that would be reduced by 2, whereas the natural armor of a revolver, or sorry, of a dragon, would be just halved.
Amazing. That's perfect. Right. Okay. I will need to stop by the gunsmith and get some mundane ammunition just in case. This is overkill if I'm shooting a person. Oh, I don't like that. That feels too casual now. Okay. Another thing.
Yeah.
How? And I don't know if
Oh,
this is
sorry. You
something.
wanted to know about the witches, yes?
Yeah, if possible.
So there is a Rosalie Toussaint.
Rosalie Toussaint.
She is quite an elderly matron, and she sometimes can be found at this. She gives you the name of a market where her family, the Toussaint family, they sell produce as well as certain healing plants.
Okay. I should probably pick some of those up for Sylvia. I think we need to stock up.
So yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you. I don't know. I'd be happy to pay you for the information. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
please,
want to
we
make
are
it
friends.
normal. Yeah, of course, of course. Yes, a couple more things. And this might be asking too much, especially since you're already working on the firearms. I require maybe 2 large explosive devices.
What kind of large explosive devices?
The kind for a dragon.
Well, I mean,
I don't need it to. These are fallbacks. If one of us gets swallowed and things are looking dire, I don't need it to be able to penetrate from the outside. And I am not thinking of something that is thrown or sort of, I am thinking of sort of a, oh no, sort of explosive.
So, in the event that one of you is swallowed by the dragon, you want to be able to rupture it from the insides.
To do as much as you can in what time you have left, yeah. I imagine the most of us who would, it's really, I think if Sylvia were swallowed, she would be fine. I think, Justine would be able to get blink out and such. but for
No,
myself-
actually, that's one thing you must be aware of with the blink spell. You must be able to see the location you are blinking to.
Ah, okay.
So if Justine were swallowed, she would not be able to blink out. She would be able to blink out of the creature's maw before she was swallowed.
Okay.
But
Sylvia
not
would
after.
be fine.
Good to know.
Sylvia
Good
would
to know.
punch.
I would have to, I'm sure there would be a way for us. This is last resort. This is, we're dying anyway sort of button,
I could certainly. I mean, I do not have anything like this.
I know it is a lot to ask, and this is not unlike the
sim-
firearms. This is not a need. It is just if possible.
I mean, honestly, it would be a lot simpler if you were to simply go to some engineers who specialize in mining.
Oh,
And
blasting charges. Yeah,
yes, that would be easier. I mean, the military has grenades.
Sticks of dynamite.
Yeah, I could swing by the garrison, I suppose.
Yeah,
okay.
But if you want, I mean, obviously, I will be busy working on your rifle.
Yeah, I don't want to burden you. You make a fine
I
point.
would not have something like this just in my workshop. I could certainly construct something for you, but it would be that or the rifle. And something tells me the rifle is the priority.
It would be. Yeah,
Yes.
I could do with it. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, of course.
I shall swing by there.
As I said, I mean, there are mundane explosives that are used
I think
by
that's
the
fine.
military.
I can check with the garrison, and I'm sure there's a miners' guild around here somewhere, probably loitering. Last thing. Do you recall? I'm sure you do. You recall the Baron and his estate, yeah? Certain
Yes.
entanglements with Amnata. Do you know any goings on in that area of Paris at this point? I don't. Aminata mentioned there was some interesting characters in that area at one point. I just wanted to check to make sure we've not had another visitor to the city.
Well, I mean, I've not heard any stories of people's bodies being pulled from the sand, drained of blood, if that's what you mean.
Okay, that's the main thing, really. As long as we know.
Though that being said, the Baron was living in the city for many months, and there was not stories of drained bodies being.
Yeah,
something
this was my
tells
fault.
me.
It was
Honestly, the vampires. I mean, the only experience I have of vampires is fighting the Baron. He was, without question, one of the most deadly adversaries I have ever faced, and not just because he was a 500-year-old creature of death and a spellcaster that easily rivaled, if not exceeded, my own abilities, but he was also an extremely cunning, intelligent person.
Yeah.
And I would imagine most of his kin are like this. So if there are other vampires in the city, there is every possibility we would not know.
Look, if they're not killing people and they're like,
that's a comforting thought. I will sleep well with that.
Like he was what, 500 years old?
Yeah, he was. I mean,
you don't live 5 centuries and not learn to cover yourself and hide your activities.
This is true. Okay, well, as long as
If I do hear anything, Annelise, I will
know.
be sure to let you know.
Yes,
I will send you a Moonlit Script message straight away.
Do you not have my? You can send me of course I can, but you're welcome to just.
Yes, but I mean, why would I when I can just have the message appearing?
I know it's more fun, isn't it?
It's more dramatic.
It is, yeah. I'm developing a flair for it. I think developing, so it is not already there. Okay, well, I will. I will get out of your hair. Is there anything that you are in need of? I can go and get you a coffee or something. Or
Please,
pastries?
no, it's fine. Thank you, my love. But no, I'm good.
Yeah, well,
I,
wonderful.
I am curious and excited to start on this rifle. I am familiar with the design of these items. I have never, however, been commissioned to make one myself.
Exciting! Get creative. I welcome you are an ingenious, incredible, creative person. I would welcome your if you want to get a little funky visit, you're more than welcome.
Well, all I will say is that I will be sure to embellish the stock so it is not boring.
On that note, she sort of pulls her rifle from her shoulder and flips it so that she can see the Nicole coat of arms on the butt of the stock. She goes, if possible, if you could
Of
transfer
course,
this.
absolutely. That is without question.
You're a delight. Sentimental, but we are but human. Well, some of us are but human.
When you said get funky, I immediately thought of, if you've seen Arcane,
Yeah.
when Jinx made the arm for Svenka.
100. Yeah, it's just a gambling gun.
And it was just like
What is it this time? I would love
insanity.
I'd love a slot machine gun. That'd be great.
It just that's what came to my mind when you said that.
Annelise is just becoming Prussian Caitlyn. This is the progression.
I'm absolutely here for it.
I would love that. Okay,
Here.
You have been a delight as always, Madame Gautier. If you have need of me, I'm back in the city for some time. We're waiting to hear from Mina's family. I think Sylvia's off. Sylvia went off to see Morraine. So
very good. Well,
have a wonderful day. As you say.
So, you spend the rest of the day doing whatever you want. You head home. You go out. You get some dinner. Whatever it is you decide to do. You're basically now in a state of waiting for your new rifle. As you said, it's going to take like about 4 or 5 days for her to make that. For sure. But it's
that
like
should be enough time if we get to
by the time you come back from Switzerland, it should be ready.
Yes.
So it's not a massive issue.
No,
because you are going to be busy for the next probably 4 or 5 days at least.
Is it?
So
yeah, I mean,
will be when she can checking the organogram for replies from.
Annelise will send just a quick met with Madame Gautier, commissioned gun, got some info. Hope you're well.
Sylvia's great.
So, we will say that you all both head to bed. Next morning, Sylvia, you wake up in bed with Morraine. Your face nuzzled into her hair, which smells like the forest. How would Sylvia be feeling after this? You've been in a state of mourning for basically a year now.
Yeah.
In fact, it was only just recently, only a few days ago, was the 1-year anniversary of your wife's death.
Yeah, so Sylvia would have had a fuck ton of since the dinner, say, she would have had a lot of guilt about her feelings for Morraine. She also would have I never said it because it didn't come up, but she would have stopped wearing she used to wear her wedding ring on a chain, and she had stopped after her dinner with Morraine. And felt really guilty about it. And then obviously Heinrich was saying you can move on. She'd want you to move on, blah, blah, blah. And that would have made her feel a little bit better. And intellectually she knows that, but there'd still be a little bit of, residual guilt, but then also and probably a bit of surprise of because she's normally very kind of measured, but when she's impetuous, she's really impetuous. So yeah, it's just going to be a lot of kind of mixed feelings about this. But when she wakes up, she probably is going to snuggle into Morraine a little bit more. But if Morraine is still asleep, she's going to try not to wake her.
Once you start to move, Morraine turns and moves, looking at you, smiles, and gives you a kiss.
Okay. Sylvia's going to kind of move under the covers a little bit more because she's you know, I mean, she knows Morraine's okay with her scars, but she's not really okay with it. So, like, she's just kind of high, you know, just move under, not like fully under, but just so her shoulders are and her back are a bit more covered.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, good morning.
Good morning. How are you feeling?
Well, I after we got out, Annelise basically suggested I go see you, and I think it was the right suggestion. But I suppose I can be a little bit of a coward sometimes. I don't know that I would have come here without the push, you know?
Well, I am very happy that you came.
So am I.
It's at
But
this moment, Sylvia, you realize you are famished.
okay.
You
I-
worked
Yeah,
up.
when did we last eat?
Oh no, it's not that. It's that Sylvia worked up quite an appetite
That's
last
true.
night.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
You're dehydrated.
Oh, probably very dehydrated. I do need to check to see if I got a reply from.
Of course, of course.
the
Let's go
Swiss guard.
downstairs and have breakfast.
Oh yes, this is a good idea.
Yes. So pulling herself to sit upright, she reaches across the room, and a nightgown floats across from um, the wardrobe towards her, over her head. She pulls it down over her, reaching for her chair. It moves towards her, and then using the rails to lift herself, she pulls herself up out of the bed and slips into her chair.
Okay.
And then reaching out again, magically pulls a blanket to go over her legs to keep her warm, because she's just in a dressing gown. Okay.
Yeah.
She turning around, she says, okay, well, if you want to throw some clothes on, and I will go down and I will tell the servants to prepare us breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Of course. So she leaves to give you privacy so you can get dressed.
Oh, okay. I mean, she's already seen everything. So.
I know, but she's still being respectful.
Okay. All right. So Sylvia's gonna get dressed as quickly as she can.
Mm-hmm.
And check the messages. Is there a message?
You have a message from Annelise.
Okay.
Okay. But there is also a message from the Swiss Guard.
Okay.
It says, thank you for sharing this tragic news. We have notified her family. Her uncle will be at our headquarters awaiting the arrival of her remains.
Okay.
Headquarters, sorry, in Bern, awaiting the arrival of her remains.
Okay, I'm then going to fire off a message relaying that to Annelise.
Mm-hmm.
And also just... I'm going to get some breakfast first, and then I'll see you after.
Sure.
And Annelise gets the message, looks at it, squints, and goes, "Oh, breakfast is an elf. How nice." Messages back. I'll go to the funerary and get a coffin. Enjoy breakfast. And just stabs the send button.
You can look up train times and shit.
Yeah, I get to go to the station and manage schedules. Great.
So
love that for you.
I am going to say that Annelise, you do know that you can actually get a train directly from Paris to Bern, because Bern is a fairly major city. You know,
it is a major city. I'd have been surprised if we.
You never know. With the dragon attacking, things might have been funny. Who knows?
Sylvia's also obviously going to tell Morraine this.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I mean, I think you did tell her that Mina was dead. So obviously she knows that you're. Now, I mean, I'm just doing as the crow flies. It's nearly 440 kilometers from Paris to Bern.
Holy shit! Okay.
Oh, like it's a massive distance. So like it's gonna take you. Hold on.
A couple of days, probably. A few days. Or no, actually, Heinrich said that he was able to travel from Berlin to Paris.
It will take you about
and Berlin to Paris is a lot further.
he didn't do it in one day. He had stops along the way.
Okay.
It was like one ticket, but there were stops along the way.
Okay.
It would take you like over, so like the average speed of a train. Oh, sorry, hold on, apologies. I just realized my units are wrong.
It's actually 2,000 kilometers. Huh?
Okay, so no, it's actually faster than I thought because I was dividing kilometers by miles per hour instead of kilometers per hour. So it would take approximately, because the average speed of a train in the 19th century was about 40 kilometers per hour.
Okay.
Roughly, and as I said, this is about 440 kilometers. So you're talking about 11 hours of a train journey.
Okay.
So like you'd be leaving early-ish, and there would be, now that was if it was going straight. It's actually much more than that. It's actually more like 15, 16 hours because there's stops along the way. The train needs to refuel coal and water as well. So it would be about 15, 16 hours. So basically a full day's travel to get there.
Okay.
If you're leaving Paris at 9 o'clock in the morning, you're getting in there at like just before midnight.
Would we be able to get there we'd be able to get there to like leave today to do that?
We'd probably arrive somewhere in the night.
You would need to contact Annelise about train tickets. Realistically, because it's like, I mean, I was gonna say now you've missed a morning train. You've missed the 9 o'clock. You've missed the 9 o'clock train. You could get it. You could get tickets so that you start your journey, and tomorrow you will arrive.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle of breakfast, Annalise messages back. If you want a direct trip, we can leave tomorrow. If you want to leave as soon as possible, we will have to stop over.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you prefer?
I don't mind. I could just if I end up spending more time here, I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah, Annalise sees, it's like seeing the three dots. Could you keep on? She goes, rolls her eyes, taps back. We will leave tomorrow. Need time to get coffin. Send.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Right. So with Sylvia looking to extend her sexy time with her girlfriend, and Annalise doing the fun and morose tasks of buying coffins for their dead beloved friend while organizing train tickets, I think this is a perfect place to pause in our story. Okay, we will be back soon. Okay, but I very badly need to pee. Okay, so we will be.
But it's
I know it's only 8. We normally wouldn't break till 8:30, but I really need to pee right now. We'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Breaks
okay,
are absolutely
all
legit.
right. Back
We
in a
gotta
minute.
do it. Okay.
Hey, hello, folks, and welcome back. So before we start, I just want to very briefly discuss something you would have seen in the promo trailer a minute ago came up. This is for a Kickstarter that I am launching next April. Uh, and I am creating a product for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. I know, shock, horror, as a proud indie creator who has never made anything for 5e, I have decided to sell out to capitalism, and I am launching a bestiary in April. It is called Hidden Folk of the Feywild. It is a 5e bestiary of approximately 70 or so fey creatures, all from European folklore. These are mostly very obscure creatures that you will have never heard of before. A few that you will have, like the puka and so forth, but a lot of them, like the Huldra, the Kabuto, and others, you will have never heard of before. The lore and descriptions in the bestiary is directly from their original folklore. So I'm not doing what has happened with most European fae, where they just took a name. Gary Gygax took a name and then made something that was completely wrong. These are described as they were in the original folklore, just using 5e stats and mechanics. It's the perfect addition to your 5e Fae themed game, really adding some new, different Fae to the adventure. So we will be sharing this a lot. The Kickstarter goes live in April, and any support from this is awesome because basically all the money raised in that Kickstarter goes directly into funding Fae Earth. So without further ado, let us return. When last we left our heroes, Sylvia, having had a amorous night, the first amorous night she's had since the horrific death of her wife on the Prussian battlefield, woke up with lots of feelings. She also got a message from the Swiss Guard thanking her for telling them about Mina's tragic passing and telling them they will be contacting Mina's family and that Mina's uncle will be waiting for them in their headquarters in Bern. She contacted Annelise, who's told her that she's going to arrange for a coffin for Mina and train tickets so that tomorrow morning they can leave on the early morning train, meaning that they will arrive in Bern quite late, like after 11 at night, but they will be there. Okay. So what are people doing? So Sylvia, are you basically spending the day with Morraine?
Well, I don't want to be I don't want to overstay my welcome. I don't know if she's got stuff she wants to do. I'm going to relay
We're
everything.
lesbians.
There
is no such thing as overstaying a welcome when you're a lesbian.
There's a U-Haul in the driveway of the
like
already.
Sylvia is just gonna relay all of the info. I don't know how long I will be gone. I suppose a few days.
It will take you at least a day to get from Paris to Bern. So you will be arriving there quite late that night.
I don't
The
know
the
exactly
next
where Mila's family lives.
the next morning you will then be, I assume, meeting her family, and then they will be
Yeah,
traveling back to her farm. That will be several hours
yeah.
at least. Then there will
And
be
the
giving the remains
funeral.
to her family. They will want to prepare her body. She will be waked for at least a day, maybe two. And then there will be the funeral, and you will obviously need to stay at least the night of the funeral with the family before you return. So
Yeah,
I would imagine you will be at least 4, if not 5 days.
I, I am not looking forward to it. It's I in a way it would be nice to be able to go to the funeral. I wasn't able to go to the funeral of anyone. Well, none of my friends in the army could have
Mm.
funerals because, well, dragon fire. That were just you couldn't tell anything. So,
Yes.
but after, well, I don't know what will be happening. Though if well, I feel like I'm just calling on you, asking for things constantly. But
Please.
I did find a book in
Yes.
the palace. There were many books, but
Mhm.
this one was on plants, so I took it. But I can't identify what language it is. Maybe have you
You
seen it
showing her the
before?
book, like, oh, this is Elvish, but it's an old form of the language.
Oh,
I can read it with some difficulty, but I can read it. But yes, it's an old form of Elvish. My this book is probably at least 1,000 years old.
oh, wow.
Mm.
Uh, no,
We were always better at manuscripts than humans, even back then.
of course, you have so many years to hone your skills in anything, really. So,
Yes,
uh,
yes, this looks to be, and she's slowly reading through it. Like, you can tell she's having to concentrate, okay? Because
yeah,
as I say, she said this is like, okay, it's like in reality for our humanities and English nerds here, it's not actually old or ancient
so it'd be
Elvish.
like reading Middle English.
I was going to say it'd be like reading Chaucer,
Yeah, so Middle
which is
English.
bloody hard. I mean, I've tried to read Chaucer and I could understand 40 to 60% of the sentence. That was it. You
Oh,
know,
I can read Middle English, but it
yeah, I
takes
know.
me
Yeah,
longer.
you're an
I read
English
the
nerd,
first
okay?
few entries of the Canterbury Tales, and
Yeah,
it's an absolute nightmare.
yeah. I mean, look,
Oh,
you're
it's not easy, and it
I
takes
I can
me
work
a
spent
through
lot
it.
longer, but I can do
I
it.
spent my
Yeah.
time learning proper important things that are useful to humanity, okay? Like biochemistry and mathematics.
The
All
core,
right?
not these silly arts,
Yes,
these languages,
nonsense.
these
Nonsense.
linguistics.
Absolute
No, 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 no.
nonsense, okay?
The
STEM, that's
building
where
blocks
it's
of
at.
society. That's what we look at.
Yes. Yeah, so she's like, okay, this is a tome on herbalism and the use of plants and to make extremely powerful healing tinctures, and like you could use this to make, if someone such as yourself, Sylvia, who's already gifted in herbalism and can make healing tinctures, were to spend time studying this, you could make healing tinctures of a truly legendary power.
Well,
But it
I
would take several months. It perhaps it could be a project that we work on together.
Oh.
I would really like that.
Yes, it would be delightful. Assuming that you don't die from the dragon. Please don't die from the dragon. I've grown
Uh,
very fond of you. I know you humans are so fragile and your lives are so short. But and you
I
can see like
know.
she's actually getting quite serious and somber as she says this.
Oh
Thinking about the fact
no.
that, you are a fleeting moment compared to her existence.
No.
Like
I
she's
know.
like she's not a baby elf. She is quite young, however. Um,
Tell me she was 600 years old.
She's 600 years old, but elves regularly live to 2000.
Oh no. Okay, well,
You
Sylvia's gonna like reach over and take her hand and kind of lean her head on her shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, she's basically the equivalent of somebody in their late 20s, maybe early 30s.
Okay. Well, it's been a very long time since I have felt like I could plan ahead beyond an immediate crisis. But it would be nice to have something we could do together.
Yes, it would. It would be lovely. I very much look forward. I am excited about this.
Oh, well, I'm glad then that I showed you. You said before things don't pique your curiosity often, so
When you've lived as long as I have and studied as much as I have, I mean, the human sciences, they are fascinating. They are making genuinely new discoveries every week. But
yeah.
outside of that, there are very few things that a being who has lived as long as I will see and be surprised by.
Oh, well,
But when I am surprised, it is a delight. And as she says that, she reaches out for your hand.
oh. Well,
Mhm.
I'm glad to surprise you.
So, Sylvia, what essentially do you want to do? Are you going to spend the day bumping uglies with your girlfriend? What's the plan?
What do I want to do? You said you wanted to keep this PG.
What do you want to do? The
No,
answer
it
is
isn't.
Morraine.
Sylvia spends another day with Morraine, yes?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so you spend another day with Morraine.
I'm gonna obviously tell her all about everything that happened, the entire mess with Dubois, including him making up a mean song about me and breaking my arm and shit.
Yeah.
And then murdering him.
Yeah. Okay, so Annelise, you do go to a carpenter's. You're sent to you go to a funeral parlor, and then they send you to a carpenter's who specialize in making coffins. Okay, and you sort that out. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's up to you. You organize getting train tickets. There is a train leaving tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock.
And we'll be arriving quite late.
You'll be arriving after 11.
Is there any way that I could sort accommodation for the night in advance? Because I imagine the Swiss Guard will still be active and we'll be able to go see them, but it might.
So I will say that you talking to Madame Gautier, she gives you the name of a hotel in Bern, and you are able to send them a message via Arcanagram.
Amazing. Yeah.
You send them a message via Arcanagram. You correspond with them and organize for a room to be ready for you, explaining that you are arriving very late at night on the train, that it will be close to midnight. But they're like, do not worry. We will have a room ready for you. We will have refreshments for you when you arrive
I'll
after
probably
your long
use that
journey.
anyway.
So that's all sorted. Okay. Yeah.
Madame Gautier, the access you have reminds me of being back home.
Did Heinrich reply? I assume he did. Just oh my god, thank god you're okay.
Oh, Heinrich did reply with oh my god, thank fuck you're not dead. You told him about Mina as well, didn't you?
I would have, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
he's obviously
the message that I sent to him was basically stream of conscious Sylvia spiraling big time because
he's obviously extremely sad to hear about the death of Mina, but relieved that you did not die in that incredibly dangerous endeavor in which you explored an abandoned, haunted elven palace. Okay, so you have another pretty awesome evening with your sexy girlfriend. Without going into too much graphic detail, what you're discovering is that she does not have the use of her legs at all. Okay.
Okay.
She doesn't really have much feeling in her legs. but she can still feel in pretty much any other important places. And she is quite strong, quite limber, very good upper body strength, as would be common in somebody who uses a wheelchair for mobility. But she's also an extremely powerful spellcaster. She's a
Hey.
member of a Fey race that are amongst the most powerful Fey on Earth. And by elven standards, she is considered brilliant at the use of magic.
Right. Yeah, no, I figured that,
Including spells from the sphere of force, which involves the use of telekinetic energies to
yeah.
manipulate and move things.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, if she can make magic automata, who knows what she can cook up?
Who
Yeah.
indeed?
So
Yeah.
she shows you a lot of tricks with her invisible touch.
Okay.
Just expecting to see Sylvia next with like deep bags over her eyes and just the expression of too much knowledge.
Yeah.
In the meanwhile, Annelise has a dinner alone in a restaurant in Paris.
Well, Sylvia knows a couple of things herself, so
There you go.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
a fair exchange.
Super.
I love
Awesome. Okay. So, you do have that you Annalise has told you, oh, we are leaving at 8 o'clock in the morning, so you have to be back in Paris early. Okay.
yeah,
So, and
I'll
you
tell her
obviously you
that.
tell Morraine that, okay? So you have another.
Annelise messages Sylvia, do you need me to pack you a bag?
Well, oh no, I have every. Sylvia was like saying, no, I have everything in the ring of hoarding anyway. So
Basically.
She's like check mark emoji.
Yeah. Check
got
mark
everything.
emoji. Check mark emoji, smiley face, aubergine.
Aubergine, crying, laughing.
Yeah.
Droplets of water, droplets of water, droplets of water, droplets of water.
Super. Okay.
Right. No one should have given her a phone.
No. So basically the next morning, Sylvia, you awaken early. Morraine has arranged a breakfast for you. You start up at like 6.
Yeah.
You have an early breakfast, and she then says, okay, right, you must go to Paris. And
Yeah.
she, using her magic, teleports you directly to Annalise.
Okay.
So Annalise, you are like this is at like 6:45. You're literally Sylvia appears in your bedroom. You're just getting out of bed.
Oh.
I'm just like there, like in my night clothes. Go.
Yeah.
You're early. How does she know where I live?
Oh no! Well, she knows you, so she teleported me to you. It's not the
Okay.
location; it's the person.
I was worried. Okay.
I mean, she can probably scribe, but I think she would respect your privacy.
It's been a long night.
No, I don't think she would. I do. I
Annalise,
I don't
give me an awareness roll, keen eyes.
Can I? Keen eyes. I was tempted to ask if I can do behavioralist or MP.
Absolutely, you can totally
Oh,
add
yeah,
behavioralist to this as
probably.
well.
Behaviorist.
100%.
All right. Let's see. So that is a 13 on the die. Then
We've got some nice modifiers to add to this, though. You've got a high
Yes,
awareness and
indeed.
keen eyes and
Absolutely.
behavioralist as well.
So that's up to 17 with my awareness, 19 with keen eyes, and then behaviorist will add. Ooh, okay.
2 or 3.
I got up to 23.
Nice.
Oh,
Right.
I know.
You can tell straight
Like,
away.
you can see there's a moment Annalise is like, I'm practically unclothed and you've appeared in my room. And then, like, she squints and then just the cattiest smile. You go, well, guten Morgen, Fräulein. Have you enjoyed your stay? Did you have a nice time?
I did, and
Did you?
thank you for giving me the push I needed. I don't think I don't know I would have gone. I was,
Take
very
it
wound up and
from a coward like me, Sylvia. I know when people need a push. So I mean I need to get dressed, but you aren't doing
Yeah,
anything.
okay.
No, do not leave. Tell me everything. And like she just gets up and starts unchanging and getting dressed.
Yeah, because like we're both Prussian. Sylvia is
Yeah, we
not
don't
gonna
care.
like it's.
And she knows
we're
you've
both
got body
ex-army,
hang-ups
so we
'cause, you know, yeah.
neither of us give a shit about that
We
kind
get
of
it.
stuff.
We know what's up. And you do see,
Uh,
like, as she undresses, no one. I don't think any of the party have seen Annelise in like a. I think we
No.
saw her in a bath towel at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at this point, the kind of branch like grows that you see kind of poke up under her collar have kind of just extended to almost embrace most of her body, and just like
Okay.
there are parts of skin still, but a lot of like down her sides, down her legs, like it's all kind of braced in this sort of growth.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's cool. Sylvia's not
yeah.
gonna fucking say anything. She's gonna be like, "Oh, hey, what's that?"
Yeah. Oh, a birthmark. I don't know. It's been this for a while. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. So tell me, give me the details for goodness sake. She's like starting to brush her hair.
Sylvia is kind of like, I'm not fucking telling you everything.
Find some of the okay. Was it a prudent and enjoyable meeting?
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
I wouldn't say prudent.
Aggressive?
Well, you know, she is very hospitable.
Wonderful. Have you had a proper conversation?
Yeah, I suppose we did have a conversation. I mean, there wasn't that much conversation, but like
Your mate was busy doing things other than talking.
She just nods sagely. Just
Yeah.
congratulations, I suppose, are in order. Are you happy?
Yeah, I suppose, you know, I can't carry guilt forever.
I can only imagine it is there will be some complicated feelings, but you know.
But you know, I suppose I was thinking I could, when we face this dragon, you know, I could be dead. And,
Yep. Hey, if you have the opportunity.
I mean, so if I die, you know, I just remember when I was in the army, it was very much we could die tomorrow. So why not, you know, there's no prizes for depriving yourself or being unhappy all the time. And,
Well, I mean, if you ask the church, that's a different story.
well,
she sort of like glances at you out of like a mirror she's looking through, and she goes, "So, did the magic help? I've always wondered."
Well, I have things you can do with magic, of course, you know.
Oh, so lucky. I've never been with a mage.
Oh, well, I recommend it.
I will have to be on the lookout. Rare breed.
Yeah. So, you know, there is also magic tech for, you know, these things also.
She like pauses, brushing and goes, "Oh, yeah, sure."
Mm-hmm.
Then, you know, I read about them. I could never afford them before, and
but you have a magical elven. What would you like? Bow, partner? What's the paramour?
I don't know about.
If you don't want to put a thing on it, it's fine.
You know, this is just what's happening. As I said,
you're hanging out. You're having fun. Is it fun or is it emotional?
It feels strange to think of something other than a current crisis, you know, and I'm just
it is. We've done a lot of like it's a lot of in the immediate kind of problem lately. It's nice. I admit it's been nice to sort of just have a coffee and a pastry and don't fear.
I'm really not looking forward to seeing Mina's brother and telling him that I broke the promise I made, which was to keep Mina safe. And
I think if we are going on to heavier topics, I think the important thing to remember is that she was a member of the Swiss Guard. You know, I do not imagine that he did not expect or entertain the possibility that at some point something like this could have happened. And it was, again, I have said this to you, it was not your fault. And I know I can say
Yeah,
something
well,
like, hot kettle, but...
my pathetic small mortal mind couldn't handle that glyph, so...
And I imagine your pathetic small mortal mind couldn't handle much recently. It is not your fault, Sylvia. It is the nature of what we do. It could have just as easily been me dead. It could have just as easily been you dead, or Justine, or Aminata. It could have been any of us. It was just, it happened. I admit it is hard to swallow, and so the last couple of nights I've been kept up wondering sometimes about if I had, I don't know, hid on a corner or used a different gun or something. I don't know.
But that way madness lies. You know yourself if you
Precisely.
think about...
You and I have been down this road.
Yeah. But I suppose I wasn't able to go to the funerals of any of my friends after
true.
the dragon because, well, I was almost dead myself, and also their remains were just charred
Yeah.
hunks. So, even the hunter markings were melted, so you couldn't even identify anyone.
Nine, yeah, even, I have tried where I can to follow up in subtle ways about the fate of my garrison. As far as I know, none of them survive. I imagine their condition is much similar. I too did not go to, I was in a similar state, perhaps not physically, but mentally, and I also did not attend any events such as this. So perhaps, in a way, this might be, I can't say pleasant, but, healing in a way, maybe.
Well, at least, we know Mina is with us and we can give her to her family. So,
Yeah. I got, she's in the coffin. She's fit.
Good. Okay. Well, if it's in the goblin purse, we don't have to worry about...
She's in fine condition. I took a glance, I must say. They had to sort of measure,
Of course.
Okay. Our train leaves in soon.
Oh, yeah, we should get a cab and make sure that we are early. And
yeah, for sure. Your ticket. I've arranged. Madame Gautier helped me arrange a hotel on our arrival. If it's anything like the last one, it might be nice. So we have room.
I have a bedroll. If it was in a forest, I would be perfectly happy there also. So
I mean, I suppose thinking about it, you might not need ever sleep in the wild again. You could just pop over to your partner, or to Morraine, apologies, and just enjoy an evening and then pop back. I don't know how magically taxing that is.
It's the staff, not very, actually.
No? So you can have a lovely evening whenever you want.
But the good news is once we are finished with the funeral, I can take us back.
Yeah, it will be. I will have
done.
Sitting on
Easy.
the train. It's been a while since I've taken a train that long.
Yeah.
It'll be nice. I will be sore.
Yeah, well.
Okay, well, I'm dressed. I have my items. Do you need any? Do you want to stop and get something on the way? We'll eat on the train.
We'll eat on the train. Well, I ate, but we can get coffee on the train. And
did you have a lovely breakfast?
I did.
A lovely meal with a lovely person.
Yeah, I did.
What must be nice. I spent 2 hours trying to navigate train schedules and then bought a coffin.
Sylvia is gonna put a hand on your shoulders. Actually, that's fucking fun.
she laughs and just pats your cheek and she goes, "I am joking with you.
I am sorry that I left you to do that on your own. That is...
How cruel you are to torment me so. I'm fine. I'm happy for you. Congratulations. Come. We will be late.
Okay. So checking Arcanagram, Sending Stone. Obviously, there's no word from Justine.
No word from
so-
Justine, no.
All right, cool. Then we'll just
They are clearly still trapped trying to emerge from the fire hell.
yeah, like basically when I hear from them when I can, I'll pop over, get her and Tito, bring them wherever we're going. It'll be fine. But yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
Amazing. Let's grab a train.
Hey.
Right, so you guys jump on a very nice train. It's a long ass train journey. When you get on the train, there is a breakfast carriage. There's a food carriage, so Annalise, you can get breakfast.
I'm just gonna get a coffee because
So they have breakfast. They have a couple of different options. You can get some French toast. You can get some crepes. You can get some kippers.
Annalise is sweet breakfast all the way. She like sees the savories and she's like, there are meats, but we're in France. I will not abstain.
So you get yourself some crepes, and we're not going to RP this. It's a long ass journey. You guys,
read for all of it. I just
well, this is the thing. Like you are able to clock in. We'll say you are able to clock in. Realistically, you're not going to be able to. What's it called when people sit in a plane and don't do anything? Raw dogging, is it?
Raw dog, yeah, something like that.
So you're not quite raw dogging it. Like it's a 15-hour train journey. No, sorry, it's an 11-hour train journey. But you will say you get a good like 9 hours of reading.
I did once play mahjong for not 8 hours straight when I was flying to Japan. It was.
I just watched films.
So we'll say just to keep the math simple, Annalise, we'll say you now have 10 hours of reading of the Tome of the Warrior. Okay, so you will have 90 hours to do over the next 6 days. Okay, so it's going to be tough. Okay, now thankfully you have a friend who is a druid who can cast spells to remove exhaustion, so you could literally stay up all night and read for like 24 hours.
If you want to do an all-nighter, I can remove the exhaustion damage.
So if when you get to the hotel, if you want to stay up and try and read for the whole night.
Yeah, she's going to be like, we won't have time to do this otherwise. I'm just going to push it. So she's going to, is this going to look unhealthy? Just sort me out. I'm going to be doing this.
I will. I have done. I had a book similar, and I did exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I can only imagine
the look that Justine gave me when she realized I could do that.
I was about to say that is not a skill that we should inform her. She should have been informed.
Oh, she knows, and she didn't say it, but she was angry. Like retrospective in a where the fuck were you when I was studying in college?
So
I mean, she never said, because the answer is, trying not to die in a trench.
So
implied.
You guys get into Bern at like about 20 past 11. Okay. And you make your way to the hotel. It's a very, very fancy, very fine ass hotel. They were expecting you, so they bring you up. It's not a private suite, but it's a very nice room. Okay.
It's a bath with like.
There is a bath, and they can arrange for it to be filled if you wish.
So I'm just thinking both of us are going to be like just fucking wrecked after.
They arrange to fill the bath with water. They have hot stones, obviously enchanted and magical stones to heat the water as they fill it. You have lovely baths. I ask, would you like any food brought up to you?
I will need sort of a good just platter of snackables. I'll be up for a little while yet.
Okay, so they bring you up foods and you have your bath. Sylvia, you do go to bed. Annalise, are you staying up all night and trying to just force your way through to read?
She just takes this platter, sets it down at a desk, puts the book next to it, and just gets him switches on a lamp. And just gets in position.
Give me 3 rolls. You have a choice. These can be fortitude, stamina, or resolve willpower. Your call.
You can if you soak it and take more exhaustion damage, I can fix you. I'm just saying.
That's good to know. So fortitude, stamina, or resolve. So I'll take fortitude just because that's the only thing I have anything in.
Yeah,
It's a 1.
Jesus Christ.
I don't have any. Yeah, I'm built to kill. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. 15 total. Not too bad.
Okay, the target number was 17. Do you want to take some exhaustion damage?
That'll be 4 grit.
We're
free.
gonna be overnight. I'm just gonna pop the boon of Fey luck. I'll pop it over.
Yeah, okay, so that brings you over. Okay. So
it'll come back up later anyway.
You get through about 3 hours. You are starting to feel a bit tired. Give me a fresh fortitude roll.
3 on the die. 4 total.
Oh Lord.
Oh no. The target number now was 19.
Yeesh.
That's 30 points of grit.
Now, you don't have to, but I will heal you in the morning.
We've got time to rest, assuming nothing goes wrong. Assuming we don't have a storm of giants come down on us. Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh, it's a Tarask and a Topsil verb.
No.
Right.
I'll
okay.
eat really salty crackers to try and just hurt myself to stay awake.
Okay, right. You
Jesus
take the hit.
Christ.
That's 30. You lose 30. You take 30 points of damage, and your maximum grit is reduced by 30.
Woohoo.
What's your total grit?
Well, I'm down to 67 now. My
Out of a
is
total.
97.
So you have now dropped by a quarter, which means that fortitude, your stats reduced by 1. Your fortitude is
so it's
reduced
now
by
a
1.
flat roll.
The flat roll. Okay.
Oh God.
You've gotten another 3 hours, but get these final 2, I need 1 more roll. The target number is now 21.
Oh my God.
7 on the die. 6 total. No, 7 on the die. No, I've got no bonus now.
Okay, so you are shy 14. Do you want to take 28 points of damage? Or do you want to just... You have gotten 6 hours more reading done, so you're now at 16 hours.
I'll call it there. There is a limit.
Okay, so
That's
you're now on
fine.
16 hours of reading done, and you just
Okay.
pass out.
Yeah.
Okay. Next morning, you guys wake up. Sylvia, you see Annelise is fucked.
Jesus Christ.
She cracks an eye at you, tries to see through, just a hunk of cheese.
You look awful. I'm sorry.
Nine.
I'm sorry.
I know. I probably look how I feel.
Oh God.
Book
Okay.
is so boring. It's
Yeah.
it's interesting, but it's
It's
boring.
actually super interesting. It's all about military
I
tactics.
really this.
Okay.
I did really. This was all I did.
Hold on. So first things first. Okay, I'm going to get you some coffee, and then first I'm going to heal you, and then we will get you some coffee. Will be absolutely fine.
Boss is good.
Dr. Sylvia.
I love military history. I'm not even through the first few pages, and this is incredible. But
I felt like my eyes were full of sand. It was terrible. Sylvia's then going to cast restoration.
I don't remember falling asleep. I don't remember. She kind of checks the page and goes, "Okay, I think I stopped here. I think I've drooled on the page a little bit."
Okay, well, just get a card. Sylvia's just going to take out a piece of card from her bag and give it to Annelise to pop in so she knows. Because if you dog ear those pages, I will fucking kill you.
She toys with a corner and just grins and then just puts the bookmark in. I think Justine would kill me first.
She absolutely would. Also, it means it might spur her from the Fey Realm faster. But no, I'm going to cast Restoration. So that's 6 mana. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to cast Major Healing Touch. And I'm going to upcast it.
Oh gosh.
So that's 4, 8. I'll spend 12 mana.
So what's that? 3d8?
3d8, yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I just want to make sure I actually have a d8. No, I didn't grab a d8. I grabbed a d10. Just give me 1 second, please.
Mm-hmm. It's very easy to confuse those 2 dice.
Yeah, they're so close.
I've done it before, and then I'm like,
it's so
I
great.
rolled a 9! And then I'm just like, wait a second.
D8?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's so easy to confuse D8s and D10s.
Weird trapezoids.
Yeah, okay, cool. 3d8. So that's 8, 12, 14 plus 6, 20.
Hey,
Great.
not bad.
You're nearly at full health now.
Yeah, I'm 10 grit away from my cap, so I'm good.
Yeah, well, do you know what? If you get
I'll
short
sleep it off.
rest,
I'll be fine.
a short rest during the
Yeah.
day, that'll get you back up to full. So, like, it's fine.
I'm gonna read at breakfast. I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah.
Like until we're seeing people that I can't read around. She's just gonna keep going.
Oh, and Sylvia is completely fine with this because she lived with Justine.
Yeah.
So, like, she's 100%
Also,
used to
you
this.
found a similar magical artifact, the Tome of the Sage.
Yeah, so, like, I know exactly
Mhm.
what's going on here. So, like, Sylvia is perfectly happy to not talk and leave you.
Every now and again, she just like goes, did you know in the 1600s? And then just like spouts a fact and then just keeps going.
Sylvia is going to politely make noises in a, oh, that's great. But she's doing it in a, like, I'm happy that you're happy, but I don't fucking care.
There's parts here that mention people like Tito. It goes into sort of that side of it.
Because like she's equal parts smug and also like still grieving Mina's loss and worrying about Aminata.
There's a lot on the plate.
So, but there's also a lot of he.
I got my kisses in.
Yeah, but also, oh shit, I don't have any way of contacting Morraine. Damn it! Fucking hell! Why didn't I take Spirit of Twilight? So annoying. Anyway, okay.
So after breakfast, you guys head to the Swiss Guard headquarters. All right, and when you get there, I can't remember. Did either of you ever meet Mina's uncle before?
No.
I don't think you did.
No, we didn't.
So okay,
she brought Annelise back with Sophie.
That's right. Yeah. So
Annelise wasn't around at that time.
No. So yeah, you get there and you talk to the person at the front of the building, explain who you are, and he says, "One moment, please." And a moment later, you see a man coming out to you. He's human in appearance, not Fey touched. And he comes to you and says, are you the compatriots of Mina Zweizig?"
Yeah, I am Sylvia Bowers. This is Annelise Nicole.
I am Mina's uncle Oscar.
Guten Morgen, Herr Oscar. I apologize if we are not meeting under better circumstances.
No, I am confused though. Where you said you were bringing her remains?
Yeah,
she is. I pat the goblin purse. She's with us.
I see. And he kind of frowns. He's like, he recognizes what it is. But okay, then in that case, we shall.
If you would like, I'm happy to. If you have a manner of transportation, I'm happy to remove her hair and we could have her.
I am. I mean, I have my wagon. It's fine. We shall just go.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
So you jump on the wagon and you head out of Bern up into the mountains. It's about a 4 or 5 hour journey. Because she lived in a farm that was quite high up in the mountains. Eventually, you do get there. You are introduced to her family. Her mother is extremely distraught. You meet her father is very upset. You do see her brother, Sylvia. You obviously recognize. You've seen before. Everybody's heartbroken.
So when Sylvia sees Alois, she does start getting really upset.
Yeah, and when you go in, you can see they've cleared away the kitchen table for Mina's remains. So carefully taking her remains out of the goblin person, laying the coffin on the table, like her mother just breaks down at that point. And basically over the rest of the day, they come up, they're talking to you lots, various different family members, neighbors, everybody's coming in to pay their respects. You give them Albert as well. obviously.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna give them like everything,
Yeah,
including all
you've
of the
given
money
like
that
well,
she
I
had
mean,
as
all of Mina had her goblin purse on her, so you
Hmm.
give her her goblin purse with
Yeah.
all of her possessions, and so they
We'll tell them
explained.
a few. We'll tell them a few stories, but
Yeah,
like
no,
talk
they
Mina
want to
up as
know.
much as
They
possible.
want to know all the stories about her, and there's laughing and there's crying about how great she was, and
Yeah.
she's waked in the house for the night. Okay, um, the so the following day they have her funeral. Okay, and actually, sorry, she's not waked in the house. After several hours, her body is moved to the chapel, and there's a space beside the chapel. It's not in the main church structure. And her body's left there, and it's explained to you that this is the common tradition in Switzerland. That
Okay.
when a person dies, they're not waked from the house; they're actually waked in a space that's in or either in the chapel or in a structure beside the chapel.
Oh, okay.
That's how it's done. And some of her family are staying there with her. She's not just left in the area on her own. Okay. The next day there is the funeral. Okay, and it's pretty tragic. Like people are very upset about this. You know, she was clearly well loved. You do the morning of the funeral, her twin brothers have arrived back from Rome, um, where they work in the papal guard.
Hmm.
So they'd obviously gotten a mess when Annalise, when you contacted the Swiss guard, they'd obviously been contacted and had tried to get back as quickly as they could. They arrive
Yeah.
the morning of the funeral to the funeral. They say their
Yeah.
goodbyes to her before her body is interred, and after the funeral, people go back to the house. There's
So Sylvia's gonna put just some dahlia and poppies on Mina's grave.
yeah,
That's what you would, you know, that's what you would put on the grave of a cherished companion. So,
mhm,
you know, like just a really, really good friend.
mhm.
Just for a little bit of floriography. Because I did actually like I researched this. It was ages ago, but yeah.
Just in
Okay.
case. Normal
And
thing.
after the funeral, people return back to Mina's family's home. There's a lot of food, there's drink, people are meeting. It's not like a party, but people spend a lot, and you guys are obviously staying there for the night. It's being told, like, you know, you guys are going to stay here. And yeah, there's a lot more talking and sharing of antics of when she was young. Um, you guys sharing stories of your adventures together, and eventually you head to bed. Pretty exhausted. It's been a very long, emotional, draining night. Um,
uh,
and then the next morning, you guys get up, traveling. You're not going to be able to get to. Well, they ask you. So, are you going to be getting the train? It'd be several hours to get back to Bern, which means
oh, that won't be a problem. I can use my magics to transport us back.
oh
All I need is a big tree.
right. Well, then they bring you to a large tree relatively near the farm, and like, is this big enough? It's a mighty oak. It's a
This is
couple of hundred
perfect.
meters lower down in the hills, and yep, you're able to cast your tree stride, and you and Annalise are teleported back to Paris.
Okay, so
Yeah, you guys back in Paris. It's early-ish. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning.
okay,
That was a lot.
awful.
Uh, in some ways, I think
Looking at Alois after everything that happened.
that was her brother. Yeah, the one who
Yeah, he was the one who was taken by
is
Montclerc
the
and
elf.
turned into. Sorry,
Not no, not the elf.
no, it
Montclair.
was the sorcerer.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I turned him into an arcane soldier. You saw he always wore gloves and
I
uh,
did. I did
yeah,
spy. I remember you all talking about it now. He
his
seemed
arm is a prosthetic. He's got
ah
metal grafted to his body. It's awful.
well. Who knows? Perhaps with Madame Gautier has these manuals now. Maybe in time there might be some sort of new uh, prostheses or something.
Yeah, well, the prosthesis is his ideas from that perspective. That was wonderful. It was all the other. The using broken soldiers whose minds were destroyed, and
I mean, what is his saying? The genius and madness, two sides of the
yeah.
coin.
Oh, I'm not saying that he was intelligent, but So
That food was they fine cooks. My goodness, I have not eaten some of those foods before.
well, it was nice to have proper sausage again. I haven't had.
Oh, you cannot find it here.
No, they don't eat it in Paris.
It's a nightmare.
Or in France, anywhere. Not such, the food isn't bad, but
Nine, but they are good at a
proper-
lot. But
proper.
no heart.
Cured. It's a cured meat. I'm
Delightful. I haven't. I've not had a good sausage like that. It'll kill
I wish that I had taken some home with me.
It might have been gauche. I mean, I can talk and see.
I know, but
no.
look, it's fine. If I really wanted to, I could go to Berlin, get some, and come back.
Oh, sure. My God, the dream you are living. You just pop over, get yourself sausage whenever you like. Now, when I say that.
I wouldn't get it just for myself.
Oh, it's just generosity. At that point, I'd have no reason to complain. Go ahead, go enjoy, please. Oh, Berlin. I've not been in so long.
Yeah,
my family live. I mean, on the outskirts, but
yeah,
it would be good to nine. If I live, I live. If I die, I die. They don't know if I'm alive yet. So, would you like to perhaps we could go see your brother, or we have some. I checked anything from Justine in this time.
No.
I don't know how long we have, but if you can just pop over if you want, we have the day. I know Madame Gautier is still working on the file.
Well, no, like this is the thing. It's been like 5-6 days since you commissioned
5 days. Yeah.
So
you're gonna go get
your rifle is probably ready.
Oh, well,
go get your rifle.
Because like you guys arrived back in Paris on the Wednesday. It's now the Sunday.
Okay. If I'd been reading in between where I could, how much time should I add roughly? If you want me to roll
so this
like
is
a
the
D20 or
thing.
something.
You wouldn't have been able to read as much because
it'd be too tight during the
because so we say that you got 16 hours on the first day. Okay. Realistically, I mean the second day is the funeral and then everybody going the second, so that was on the travel to Bern. On the second day, you, the next day, you met her uncle and traveled to the family, and there was the wake. So, how many hours do you realistically reckon you would have been able to get in that situation?
I mean, not many. Maybe like a stolen 4 towards the evening.
Oh, okay.
Outside of that,
then
maybe an all-nighter
or
two.
The day after that was the funeral.
So on that day she had been too tired. Like she wouldn't have even been able to pull.
Well, don't forget, Sylvia just can cast magic to remove exhaustion, so you're not tired.
A lot of it is probably in the evenings and nights.
You're emotionally exhausted. So, do you think that Annelise would have tried to push herself again, like she did the first night in Bern?
Probably not that night. Would have probably been like she might have. She would have gone until like that first point where she had to push to pass.
So we'll say, then we can say you got another 6 hours that day.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now, you're at 26 hours now. You have 4 days left to make up the remaining 74. It is tight.
It's tight. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get my guns and probably head home and just go. Sylvia, if you need me, reach out. I'm going to. Shall we go to Madame Gautier?
Yeah.
I need to get through this. I think some of it tactically in the upcoming problems will be useful. Yeah. But if you need me, don't feel like you can't reach out.
Yeah, I
So
know.
I'm going to say, Annalise, that you can do 15 hours. You won't get a long, you go to bed, but you need 6 hours for a long rest. I'm going to say you're not going to get a long rest. You only get 4 hours.
Okay.
That doesn't cause any exhaustions or anything,
It's just uncomfortable.
but you're just tired. Okay. But that's,
Yeah,
but
okay.
you're getting another 15 hours,
All right.
that day. Okay.
Amazing.
So
So
I'm
up
just,
to 41.
yeah, so you're up to 41 now with 3 days left. You have
Okay.
59 hours of reading still
You
to
can do
do,
it.
though.
You can do it.
You're going to, you are
Just
going
hell
to
mel
have to,
every hour.
you're going to basically have to
Breakfast,
stay
lunch, and
up
dinner.
for realistically a full like 24-hour period.
Yeah.
Maybe go over to Sylvia's and
IV drips.
yeah, this mainlining coffee
That's
with
it.
Sylvia, removing the exhaustion.
Yeah. And
Okay.
that'll be the move. Absolutely.
So that answers my next question, because I was considering popping back to the Tronque Forest, but not if you were doing that.
No.
She would like on the night earliest where she could, and then she'd let you go and do her thing and just focus down on her own.
Well, as I said, you have 59 hours to do
Yeah.
in 3 days.
Okay, maybe you should
That
take what she
is a minimum. That's 16.3 hours per day.
Okay, she'd probably take you. She'd ask for a couple nights if possible.
So
Yeah.
if Sylvie, if you stick with her for one night,
Yeah.
So sorry, I do need to bolt to the toilet. I'll just be a
Yeah.
minute. Sorry.
So I'm just doing some maths here. If we say that was, let me think. So 9 till. Okay. So if she does a full, if she basically the day after, she gets up at, yeah, well, I am a maths teacher, so that's the good thing. So from 9 o'clock after breakfast, she just plows through till 9 o'clock the next day. Lots of coffee. She's exhausted, but Sylvia, you cast your magic on her. That gets her another 24 hours, which
Cool.
means that she has 35 hours to do in 2 more days.
Okay.
Which is possible. She'd be a bit tired. She might suffer a bit of exhaustion, but it would be possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do I have time to go back to the forest or not?
I mean, we said that you spent like that first day back with her,
Yeah.
just like going for a full 24 hours. No, you would have
Yeah.
stayed with her. But the
Yeah.
next 2 days, like if she does 18 hours on one day, so
Yeah.
that would be tough. As she starts at 9,
Yeah.
then she's reading till 1 in the morning,
Oh God. Okay.
and then if she's up at 7 the next day,
Yeah.
starts at 8.
Yeah.
Or actually no, she'd
Reads.
want to get up early. She'd want to get up at like 5 and start
Okay.
by 6, and she'd have been done by 11 that night. Then she's done,
Okay.
but she's kind of fucked.
Okay. Well, I'll hear after that then.
No, like you could be gone.
Yeah. Okay. Because I might pop back and see Morraine again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So okay. So we're on 8 days now, I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Any word from EST?
No.
Okay.
So like
Shit.
absolute worst case scenario, it would be 9 or 10 days.
Okay.
Okay. So
We're on 8 days. Justine isn't back.
Annalise, we did the maths, and if you like read for a full 24 hours the day after you got back from Paris, you started at 9 and read through till 9 the next day. Okay. And then the following day you read for like about 18 more hours. So that would be till 2 a.m. And then on the last day, you wake up at 6, and then you read for the final 17 hours, and you finish at 11. You have done your full 100 hours. You are exhausted, but you have done it. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
And-
She'll do that, and then it's one of those things where her body is so tired, but she just lies in bed staring at the ceiling.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And having read the Tome of the Warrior and
Mm.
done it in that period of time, your fighting score permanently increases by 1.
Ooh.
Okay, and
Which means your defense goes up too.
Yeah, your defense goes up by 1.
Really?
And
Military lore to mastery.
you gain military lore to mastery level. You already had it at mastery level, which is a +4. So I'm gonna say that it's now a +6.
Oh shit! All right.
Whoa,
Because
nice.
the
I was
thing
already
is,
there.
when you read this book, you gain military lore to +4. You already had it at +4, so it's now +6. So yeah,
Amazing.
your fighting has gone up by
This
1,
one goes to
and your defense
11.
has gone up by 1, which means if you want to actually attack somebody with that singing sword, you actually have a +5 to hit now.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
That's cool.
And
Cool,
we'll also say that you did also get the arcane rifle.
Love it.
Which I've added to your character sheet. It is a +1 weapon, meaning you have a base +14 to hit. And it does 1d12 +15 points of damage. It's a rifle.
That's sick.
Now, the range on an arcane firearm is doubled, but for the purposes of your sniper ability, we're still sticking with the standard range values for a rifle. Okay,
so I don't need to break 20 to be able to start.
No, yeah. So, but like, yeah, rifles are like, like guns don't fuck around, guns do a lot of damage. And this is a rifle. Annelise is your 14th level gunslinger, so you're getting up to the top tiers. You are a master sniper who also has several points of magic because of your Fey lineage, and you took the gunslinger skill of arcane artillery, meaning that you add your +3 magic score to your attack and double that +6 to the damage, which is why it's 1d12 +15.
Yes.
Meaning that you are doing an average of 21 points of damage when you roll. If you roll a nat 20, you will be doing 1d12 +27 points of damage.
Incredible. And that's assuming I'm close.
Oh, that's at close. If you're at so this is the thing. If you're at medium range, or if you're at medium range, it's a +8 to the attack and to the damage. So that
I'd be adding a 22
to hit, and 1d12 +23 to the damage.
And in fact, it would be 23 to hit as well because of my bracer of accuracy.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I didn't add that modifier, so
I put it on. Don't worry.
Okay, cool, super. So yeah, so then what are you, a base 15 to hit? Is it?
Base 15. Yeah.
Okay, right. So because I have it at 14, so it'll increase up to 15.
I bumped it up. Don't you?
Oh, okay.
I've got I've typed.
Okay, you've got your system. Cool. Yeah. So yeah.
Incredible. I'm violent now.
if only you weren't fighting an ancient dragon.
Yeah, anything else would be fine.
A 10-meter long ancient dragon.
This is going to be stuff where I need to be. It needs to be in the air, and I need to be as far away as possible.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. If it's in the air, that's fine for you, but not for your allies, because the standard range on most spells is 10 meters.
Indeed, except I can shoot it in the wing and bring it to the ground.
Oh, yeah, in which case it's no longer in the air, and then it can be doing things like wing buffet attacks, tail attacks, claw attacks, bite attacks. It can try to consume you and swallow you whole.
Annelise makes a mental note to teach the whole group how to shoot guns good.
Well, Sylvia already is
Sylvia
trained
knows,
in
yeah.
rifles. Like that's the thing. Sylvia actually was a rifleman in the Prussian army
Yeah.
before
you
she
go.
became a druid, so she does know how to use a gun.
Mm.
Yeah.
Although, if Sylvia has to pick up a gun,
We're
It's not a good
fucked.
sign. Yeah,
you
it's not-
guys are. Things have gone so
things got
horribly
wrong.
wrong at that point. If the party druid who can call down lightning doing like 40 points of damage has
No,
to
the
pick
gun is
up
the
a
answer.
gun, then things have gone horribly wrong.
Comedy. I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you
So I have this cool shiny new gun. I assume it's got my family crest.
your family crest is actually, so what she did was that it's a beautiful, so it's a mahogany butt. But what she did was she actually did the family crest beautifully, did it with a rosewood inlay.
Oh, gorgeous.
Look at that. What a
Look,
gun.
artificers are artists too.
They are. She is.
You know, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
I mean, if she's making some furnace or piston for a factory, that's one thing. But something like this is a work of art, you know. So
Yeah.
So this is this beautiful rifle. It feels slightly lighter than your own rifle, but it's sturdier. And then whereas your rifle, you push a cartridge of 8 bullets up into it. It doesn't have that. Instead,
Yeah, I guess you don't have the weight of the ammunition.
Instead, in the middle of the barrel, just in front of where the hammer is, there is this red piece of crystal stone glowing with this faint light.
Does it, and like I'll take it out somewhere and just give it a test fire just to get a feel for like because the shift in weight will be enough to throw me off a little bit until I get used to it. So I just start to adjust a
There's
little bit.
much less recoil in it.
Okay, yeah. So I just get more of a feel, and I realize, okay, it's easier to shoot faster with this.
Yes.
I need to adjust for less drop off and more direct hit. Does it fire a projectile or a bolt?
It's a bolt of arcane power.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so she grins. Goes,
basically, it's a magic blaster.
It's the same emotion Sylvia's had since seeing Morraine, but it's a fun new gun.
So magic blaster rifle, and keeping track of your ammo, it has 100 shots.
100 shots. That's plenty.
Okay.
I can work with that.
Now, don't forget, it is still a rifle. Even though it's a magic rifle, it's still a rifle and not a troll gun.
Yes, I can't do stunning on things like dragons and stuff.
Yeah, so they are huge creatures. So some of your trick shot abilities just don't work because
The dragon.
fucking
10-meter
long dragon.
Get stunned.
Like this creature. I mean, I don't know how much it would weigh. We could have a long and in-depth conversation about the physiology
Dragonomics
of flying reptiles, because
how do they fly? That the bones must be hollow, but they surely can't be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. So, but I mean, there were the whatchamacallums.
Dragonology books?
No, I'm talking about dinosaurs. The
pterodactyls.
Pterodactyls and the likes, they were a flying reptile, and I don't think they had hollow bones.
I don't know. Maybe I haven't.
I feel like Annelise is going to be singing that song from TikTok with get fucking wrecked.
Just off every shot. I mean, once Justine reads her dragon book, we'll know all we need to know about dragonology.
So, Sylvia, you head back to Morraine, yeah?
I do.
What do you do when you get back to your sexy girlfriend, apart from the obvious?
Probably gonna mention that we still have no idea where Almanana is. Actually, would contacting the witches be an option? Maybe we should look into that.
If once Annelise has a chance, she'll go do that. She's busy reading.
Yeah, I like totally get that.
Yeah.
But Sylvia is going to talk to Morraine, just be like she could, and at this point, Sylvia is then going to remember that poor fucker that we kind of left in the castle.
You don't know. He's
Oh,
probably
man.
dead.
I
Almost
feel
definitely. If we had to dive into the Fey Realm to get
Yeah,
out of there.
he's probably dead, considering how difficult it was for you guys, and you guys are powerful, badass adventurers.
he is.
Yeah, he's probably dead. Um,
Fuck.
so yeah. But so what kind of stuff would you be talking to Morraine about?
I'm going to tell her it's the same dragon.
She is, she's very sorry to hear that. She does explain to you that unfortunately, she says, like, I wish I could help you, but I cannot. I mean, the dragons.
I assumed there were rules of some
It's just
kind about being able to
dragon, like,
interfere and
you
with
must
kin
understand that
and
the dragons, having been awoken and discovering that all of their young have been killed by humans,
oh,
they. That's
yeah.
yes. Although
I'm not looking for vengeance on this. I don't blame
my
the
point, no, my
dragons.
point is that many of the dragons are looking for vengeance.
Of
Which
course.
is why the elves, we cannot interfere. None of the other Fae will become involved in this. Unless a individual Fae was romantically involved with a human who was threatened by a dragon, that would be different. But even still, that would be more true for some of the more minor Fae, the fairies, the Lutien, and
Yeah.
so forth. For
No,
someone like
look,
myself, an elf,
I
please do not
wasn't
take this the
going.
wrong way, but because I am such a long-lived race of Fae, and a human's life is so short, a creature like a dragon would not view our relationship as being anything close to or equal to a relationship that they would have with one of their mates.
No, I understand, and also, you know, yeah, okay, the dragon killed all of my friends and my wife,
But that was a
but
war.
also they weren't looking to kill individuals.
That
They
was
were
like,
awoken
please not.
and
But that was war.
no, I
No,
understand. I was a soldier. I know.
yeah.
I don't see it as a personal thing. Also, I had honestly viewed, the idea of vengeance on a dragon as, being angry and wanting vengeance on a flood for washing your house away, that kind of
well, most humans
idea.
are not as powerful as you, in fairness. If anybody could be angry at a flood, I think it would be you, Sylvia. But
But no,
is there
I
any
don't
way?
even.
Is there any way that I could help you? Like, you traveled to the palace, you found
Yeah,
numerous very powerful artifacts, including your staff. I recognize it. It's a very powerful magical item that has a strong connection to the sphere of the wild, an area of magic you as a druid are already quite adept at, making you
yeah.
even more powerful. And I noted you're wearing the armor of my kin. It's quite fetching on you, really. But
There was a unicorn horn we got.
Yeah,
did you?
Annelise has a
Annalise
unicorn
has
horn.
it, yeah.
I spent a lot of time in the form of an earth elemental Valriva in the palace, so I did not take many things myself.
Is there anything
But
that you feel is there, if you could wish for an item, an enchantment to aid you in your battle? Can you think of anything that I might make for you to help you?
I
You have the Ring of the Worm. That's an incredibly powerful item. That will protect you immensely against this dragon. It will protect you from its flames and its poisonous
yeah.
breath.
And you know, I'm not that concerned if I am eaten. I will turn into an earth elemental and, you know, drop rocks on it until.
If you were to turn into an earth elemental, the creature would most likely spit you up.
Yeah.
Swallowing boulders is not pleasant.
Also, I know that as in I don't need to breathe, so that's not a problem.
Exactly.
So
In
it
that
would buy me
form,
time.
you
So
would be.
I
Um,
am not concerned for myself, really. I mean obviously a dragon can, you know, kill me, but I am concerned for my friends. Actually, uh, so this dragon used fire. Would it only have fire, or would it also have poison
oh, all dragons have a poisonous breath.
as well as fire?
Yes, all dragons have a poisonous breath and the ability to breathe flame. And their poisonous breath can extend for quite a distance.
Okay.
So a creature such as this dragon, which is an ancient dragon, of course, it's
Urix
yes,
the
it's
Terrible, he called himself.
yes. So that would its poisonous breath would extend for hundreds of meters around it.
Again, this will not affect me. I think Annelise, with her lineage, is
I
immune to
believe that
poison.
with her forest Fey blooded lineage, she's most likely. Commonly, those with the forest Fey ancestry are resistant to poisons and venoms. So I would not be surprised if she is okay. So it is really just Justine.
Well, Justine found a plague mask that
Oh,
protects.
they will protect against poisons and venoms
Yeah.
and disease as well, of course. But yes, that will protect Justine. Um,
Now, you know, they still have claws. I assume they have spells. They're
no,
dragons. They can do whatever they
no,
want.
no. Dragons do not have the ability to cast spells.
Oh,
They do have other powerful magical abilities.
yeah.
The gaze of a dragon is one of its most deadly and powerful abilities. It has an enrapturing gaze, and
Oh,
if it captures you in its gaze, it can enthrall the mind, and it can wipe your memory entirely. You would not forget any skills that you know, but you would forget everything about who you are, every person that you've ever known, everything about you.
oh. Can that be removed?
With powerful restorative magics, yes.
I have powerful restorative magics, so that is some. Oh, that reminds me. When we were in the Fey Realm, we faced creature that. Uh, oh, he was terrible. He leached. He did something to my mind and also Annalise's mind. I didn't undo the damage.
What did he look like?
He was an old man with one eye, and um, he had a limp. And as the longer he was with us, he became strong.
I think I've heard of these Fae before. They are from the more eastern lands of Europe. The one-eyed licho, they are called.
Yeah,
They
oh,
do have the ability to. They consume your life essence while filling you with an intense sadness, and they can steal your most treasured memories.
yeah. So I, Annalise and
Perhaps
I
you should
are.
cast your restorative magics on yourself, but do not do it at a base level.
Oh,
Um,
I know I did because we were. Annalise looked like she was going to drop dead in the moment. And I didn't want to expend too much of my power because in the Fey Realm you never know what's going to
well,
happen.
you're not in the Fey Realm now. I
Yeah.
spend some more of your power to try to see if you can restore whatever effects he had on you. Because if he did steal your memories, you would not know.
Uh, I do have some gaps. So
then you must use your restorative magics, but
okay,
use more than you would normally use when casting that spell.
yeah. So Neil, do I need to spend all my mana or just?
You decide.
Uh,
I'm not going to tell you.
if I spend 36 mana, is that enough?
Why 36? That's a weird number.
Because it
It's really
goes up in
specific.
6. Because it goes up in
Ah.
6s.
Restoration, I can never remember. That's the 3rd level spell, isn't it?
Yeah. So
Okay,
it's 6 mana.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, super. Okay, you
I
spend.
know my times tables. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I don't know why in my head I had it as 4th level. But yeah.
You're thinking of regeneration,
I'm thinking of regeneration exactly.
which I also have.
Yeah.
But yes.
So yeah, you spend 36 mana.
Yeah.
You spend 36 mana, and your mind suddenly clears as if there was a fog in it, and some of your most treasured memories of your times with Elizabeth return, having been stolen from you, but you have now gained them back. What
Great.
memories? What memories did the one-eyed Liko steal from you?
You told me it was basically it was they had kind of made plans to sneak off together, and like Sylvia basically has plans, seen missing, and then next day, so there, everything kind of went a bit wrong. They got caught in a thunderstorm, it was a bit of a disaster, but it ultimately wasn't in the end because
That was the night that Elizabeth kissed Sylvia for the first time, wasn't it?
Yeah, so they got caught in they'd
Yeah.
basically gone off. She had surprised her with a picnic, and then on the way back, while they were out, it started absolutely lashing rain, and there was lightning,
and this is so that's what that is what you're remembering, that moment in the rain with your beloved when she kissed you for the first time. That was the memory that had been stolen.
Oh, fucking
Your
brilliant!
first,
And then there was a memory of Mina as well.
Yeah, there was also one of a cherished
where
memory with
where
Mina.
we stayed up all night.
Yeah.
Chatting.
So that was a really close, cherished memory of Mina. When they come flooding back to you, like, it hits you hard.
Yeah.
It does. It hits you bloody hard. But Morraine goes, okay, well, okay. Thankfully, you've removed the effect. But as I said, I mean, you have quite a number of powerful artifacts on you now. Justine and I mean, both Justine and Annelise, they're more fragile than you.
Yeah, I don't want to be mean, but I don't fear for myself when we're fighting, if I'm really think I'm in danger, I would turn into an earth elemental, and worst case scenario, I would turn back into a human, and then I can do it again,
What if I were to... I guess I could create a simple token that will, when activated, will create a mirror image around a person, multiple copies of them that will make it more difficult to strike them.
Oh, I think Justine has this spell.
Well, I could make a token that will have the same effect without her having to expend her arcane power.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yes, of course. Absolutely. Would you like to come up with me?
Oh, yes, if I can do anything to help, or
you could keep me company. And she leads you through her palace into a this is a room. It's on the ground floor, but it's in the back, tucked in behind the stairs, and it's basically her wizard's laboratory.
Okay.
It immediately reminds you of the wizard's laboratory that you saw in the Elven Palace.
Okay, Sylvia is just not touching anything. I'm gonna put a hand on, I'm kind of just holding
avoid
on to
any orbs.
Yeah. I'm just not touching fucking anything.
There are several bookshelves full of ancient tomes. There are other shelves with all manner
Sylvia's
of
even kind of gathering her skirts around her because I don't want to even touch anything.
You see there's a glowing blue orb in one corner. There's a table. It's at a
Great.
lower height because it's to her height. Because she's in a wheelchair, so it's much lower than it would be for
Yeah.
somebody who is ambulatory. And there's a big tome there and writing in Elvish, of course. And she going over to one of the other tables. She reaches for and picks up a small. It looks like a gold coin, but it's not it's a disc, a golden disc, like a large coin. I think bigger than a €2, £2 coin. And it's completely blank. And then she reaches for a shard of crystal and starts basically moving it over the coin, and this beam of white energy comes out and it starts etching a glyph onto the coin. And she spends about maybe 5-10 minutes on this, channeling energy into it, and says, well, here you go. This is a simple token, could help. And you now have a spell token, okay, with the mirror images spell in it. Okay.
Is that something that's like one use, or
It's a single use item. It's a minor action to activate the item, and it's a single use item.
Nice.
So single use item, and you activate it, and this 4th level spell kicks in.
Wow.
Love that.
Yeah.
Better than casting.
Yeah.
Would you like? Is it at risk of being like interrupted or dispelled as like a regular spell would be, or
No, because you're not casting a spell.
It's a magic function.
Yeah, you're not
Spell's
casting
already
a spell.
passed.
The spell
It's
is
just
cast
a-
on the token. You're spending a minor action to say that you activate it, like you rub it, whatever to activate it. So there's no casting that could be countered with this spell magic.
Amazing. Love that.
I'm gonna ask Morraine about the orb, but I'm not gonna go fucking near it.
You ask her about it?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Oh, it's something that I've been playing with for some time, trying to create an object that could control the weather.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm still working on it. I can use it to summon a thunderous storm, and I can use it to create a deluge of rain, but I've not yet been able to get it to summon gales and winds.
Okay. No, in there was a glyph in the other laboratory, which the imps, they tripped me and I fell on it, and obviously my small mortal mind couldn't handle it. And
Some of our magics are extremely powerful. Do you not feel bad that you were overwhelmed by it? You managed to explore a palace that any other human who's entered in the last 100 years was killed exploring.
well, well, 5 of us went in, and hopefully those 3 of us. I still don't know where Amalata is.
They're a resourceful person. I imagine that they are safe.
If they are invisible, even using scrying, because they cannot be found.
No, I understand.
I saw Justine go into the portal, so I went after her because she is my friend. If I'd seen Amalata go, I would have. But I don't know.
There's nothing you can do about it. Regarding the dragon, obviously, I have been doing some work, investigating, and I believe I have found its location.
Okay.
There has been talk. First of all, the creature was flying around numerous parts of the country, but there has been talk of one specific area where it has been cited the most times. Gérard de Mer. It's a town in the northeast of the country. It's not an especially large town. It's about 350 or so kilometers southeast of Paris. There is a lake there, and there is also a forest surrounding the lake.
Okay.
And from what I have learned, there are a number of powerful fey creatures that are said to reside in that forest, and some of them do appear to have been possibly displaced, which would suggest an even more powerful creature has moved in.
Okay. Like the Tatzel verbs at Mira face.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Well,
Only this creature in this forest is not a Tatzel worm, it's a Tarask.
okay. Well, that's great. If a dragon sending a Tarask running, that is okay. Great. Okay. Oh, Sylvia's just gonna kind of sit down and kind of, oh fuck, I am definitely gonna die, but not saying that.
I mean, what's worse, ancient Tarask or ancient dragon?
I'm guessing ancient dragon because
According
the Tarask.
to the Tarask, the dragon. Quoth the Tarask.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my house. No. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go then.
I evict myself. See ya.
Um,
Where did the Tarask go?
I believe it is still in the forest, but it has moved from deep in the forest to more at the periphery. It has been cited numerous times.
Oh.
The locals generally do not go into the forest because there's a Tarask
then
living in it. If you go there to pursue the dragon, you will almost certainly come upon this creature.
Well, I don't like the idea of having to just go around killing things. It's the Tarask's home.
But if the
But
Tarask sees you, it will most certainly try to eat you.
yeah, they do that.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
They are a formidable creature.
And
Also, if the dragon has created a lair here, you can expect that the lair is subterranean. It will have dug a lair out of the earth. It will be quite large, and it will have most likely moved its hoard there. And it will most certainly not be living there on its own. It is quite common for dragons, especially ancient dragons, to have other fey and magical creatures in their lairs. Fire salamanders would commonly live in their lairs, as would fire elementals.
great. Oh. When it was 5 of us, I thought maybe we might have a chance, but there's only 3.
You are quite special, though, Sylvia. You're not a typical human. If you were, I wouldn't be interested in you.
If I could ask, because I am curious, what was your first impression of us when we came blundering into your palace?
Mina seemed to be someone who was very concerned with doing the correct thing, was ill at
Yeah.
ease in my presence.
Well, you're a powerful elf.
Aminata struck me as somebody who was very used to being in social circles surrounded by people with a lot of power. Um, but theirs was the least sincere personality of the party. Um, Gwyn was just seemed to be a being of chaotic recklessness with no real.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know, I questioned her depth, and then
No,
you.
she definitely has depth. She was very kind to me
Well,
before.
you were fascinating. You were interesting. You are somebody who had. You very much gave the impression of being somebody who had been forged through great hardship. Somebody who had suffered and experienced moments that would break another, but they had made you stronger.
Well, actually, it did break me. I was healed by Aicha. My mind was. I don't remember a lot. Uh, if you
Your
were to
mind
ask,
was strong enough that they could heal it.
Fences, they're powerful Musloita, of course they could, you know.
The mind is a powerful thing as well.
Ah, but I'm only human, you know.
Our magic is not absolute, it has its limits. But yes, I saw a strength in you, and I saw a wisdom born of experience. If I may be so bold, what was your opinion of me the first time you saw me?
Oh, well, I felt like I had been kicked in the chest by a horse. Um, the power was just radiating off you. That's the main thing. I feel quite proud of myself for not actually falling to my knees because that is, you know, but you were so casually at ease and comfortable and just, you know, you didn't seem concerned that a group of humans had just wandered into your home.
Well, you hadn't wandered into my home. I let you into my home.
I know now, but that's what I thought. I
And
was really
respectfully
afraid.
to you and your vagabond band of humans, you were of no threat to me.
Of course, I know, and even now, I'm sure.
Well, you would be more of a challenge now.
But you can teleport, so
You can teleport too. You just do it through threes.
yeah, but you can do it at will, and so well, I would not be as skilled in at reading people. Um, you were the first elf that I had ever come across, so
Well, that's to be expected. There's not many
most
elves in Prussia.
mostly I was really afraid, but you know, in awe of you, of course.
Oh, please stop, stop! I regret asking anything. And as you say that, you spot because you've been leaving it out all the time. You spot a flash of light on your arcanogram,
Oh,
and you see. No, wasn't it? Oh wait, apologies. Who was it who sent the message to Justine on their arcanogram? Was it
I think
Sylvia or
both of
Annelise?
us.
Both of
both
you
of
did.
us
That's
did.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
I said
So
it first, but
yeah,
Sylvia said it
but
after.
so you see a flash on your arcanogram, and you see a message from Justine.
Oh my god.
And I think
Okay.
that we're a little bit early, but I think that that is a perfect place to pause in our story.
Yeah. Fair.
Okay, so thank you
Amazing.
all for joining us tonight. We hope you had as much fun as we did. Next week will be a lot of fun because we get back Polina with the wonderful Justine and
And Tito.
her new boyfriend Tito.
Yay!
We're getting the band back together.
We are getting the band back together.
They
And
need to go on a date. Like a
And
They
really,
do. They
like
you
go
do.
to a really nice fucking hotel.
you
and
may
have, like,
maybe yeah. Well, I mean, go to a really nice hotel and she won't be able to catch any unicorns anymore.
Yeah,
That's
the
fine.
sacrifices have to be made.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen, if we
Yeah.
have a unicorn horn, if we need to fucking make something,
Make a
it's
magic
fine.
dildo. Yeah. Okay. Super. So, and yeah, it turns out you may be fighting a Tarask.
Okay, well, it's a
Yay.
practice run.
If you can kill a
So
Tarrasque, you could maybe kill a dragon.
thank you, as I said again, for joining us. Don't forget, check out our Kickstarter. If you want to have some more Fae in your D&D game, but you want Fae based on actual folklore with abilities based on the original stories that they came from, Hidden Folk of the Feywild, launching in April, but click the link to be notified of our launch. Because I have missed Kickstarters that I was following for months because I never clicked the link and then they launched.
Do you
and
know,
I missed-
I'm actually excited to face a Tarrasque that's actually based on French folklore and
Yes.
not the
Um,
D&D Tarrasque.
I don't know if it'll be necessarily next week, but it'll be pretty bloody soon seeing a Tarask as they appeared in their original folklore.
I'm actually excited
be
because
very
I
cool.
know, like I've seen pictures of, what the Tarrasque look like, but I know that they're not the like level 20 world eater
Walking
thing
tank,
from
sort of.
D&D. Like they're just not.
No, and I do have some incredible art that has been shared by one of the artists on my team working on our core rulebook, specifically of the Taras. So that will be appearing on social media
I
in the
am
next
very
week or so.
excited.
I will be sharing that picture on my socials probably in the next week or so, Emma. Twitch is horribly limiting in what you can share live on stream. I can do it, but I have to swap the overlay images, so it can be kind of messy. But anywho, love you all. Thank you for joining us, and we shall see you all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, good night all. Bye.
Bye.